All right, boys and girls, strap in. I got a doozy for you here. Ordinarily, I would lay out all of the context first and then get to the point, but I'm not going to bury the lead on this one. So let me get right away to this headline: Elon Musk's X to collect biometric information, job history, and privacy policy update. And the important part of this is deep concern at social media company partnering with Israeli verification firm. The name of the firm that Elon Musk partnered with to have verify all biometric information and just regular identification information is this firm AU10TIX. And I don't know how you pronounce that as a word, so I'll just spell it out like that every time I reference it. Which, as I say that out, spelling it is some play on authentics, like authenticate, authentics, or something along those lines. Was founded in 2002 as the technology arm of Dutch security company ICTS International, which itself was founded by, among others, former members of the Shin Bet intelligence services. And Shin Bet is one of the three intelligence services in Israel, along with Mossad, and then there's one other one that I can't remember off the top of my head. AU10TIX Limited is a fully owned subsidiary of ICTS International NV, deals with the authentication and digitization of identifying documents, including passports, identity cards, driving licenses, and other complementary identifying documents. This is from Tech Radar. Doing a quick Google search on AU10TIX, it looks like the company has a pretty clean rap sheet. It hasn't had any public data breaches. On the surface, it appears Elon Musk made a good choice in picking them as a third-party partner. And as they note here, currently, the ID verification is voluntary and is only optional for the premium users, and it's not required for everyone yet. And we'll get to that in a second, but I want to stay focused before we get to the larger context, which is, many of you might have seen that ICTS International name and thought, where have I heard that before? That sounds familiar. AU10TIX was founded in 2002 as the technology arm of ICTS International and later diversified into commercial and civil markets. It is the technology subsidiary of ICTS International. And as it is highlighted here, ICTS NV was the owner of Huntley USA, which was the passenger screening company that checked the passengers that boarded the aircraft at key airports on 9/11. And this is a fact verified by the New York Times on September 16, 2011. Court filing details shortcomings of airport screeners on 9/11. And down here they note the case against United and the security firm Huntley USA is scheduled for trial in November, and the presiding judge, Alvin K. Hellerstein, has said that he will probably allow Mr. Bavis's mother, Mary, the plaintiff, to seek damages for her son's pain and suffering, what the judge called terror damages, during the final 21 minutes of the flight. Meaning Huntley USA, as it stated in the prior screenshot, was named in this wrongful death civil lawsuit that one of the victims of the 9/11 attacks filed. Well, his family filed it on his behalf. And they named ICTS via Huntley USA in the suit because they were responsible for the security at the airport where the passengers boarded those planes. And to this day, we've never seen that footage, if you can believe that. It's never been made public. And down here, this is what the defense lawyers wrote. Neither United nor Huntley can be held liable under either federal or state law for not stopping an attack that the entire federal government was unable to predict, plan against, or prevent. That was their defense. So I suppose this is just another one of those gigantic coincidences where Elon Musk, the guy who is on your side, the guy who's giving you free speech on Twitter now, or X, whatever you want to call it, just so happened to contract with a third-party technology firm that is owned by ICTS, which also owned the American firm that was in charge of airport security on 9/11. Just a giant coincidence here. And that raises all kinds of implications about what they are going to do with this data that you provide to them. And it's like anything else. This is Elon Musk from April 21st, 2022, when he was in the process of acquiring Twitter. He stated, if our Twitter bid succeeds, we will defeat the spam bots or die trying and authenticate all real humans. And when you're in the moment and he says something like that, you look at the state of Twitter at the time and YouTube and all the fake accounts and the fake subscriber numbers and the fake seemingly grassroots campaigns that are pushing certain narratives. And you say, yes, we need somebody to do this. All right. And then it's the classic bait and switch where they send their guy in to say things like this to take over the company. And then in the process, they use the same power structure to implement things that will supposedly achieve that goal, but then in the long run will also control your access to those platforms by being the one who verifies all of the information. And interestingly, since this is the firm that's verifying the information, I mean, they could have an account on X now that is quote unquote verified and has all the supposed legitimate documents supporting that verification, but it could be a clandestine profile that was planted on X to serve in some sort of agenda that they have planned going forward, and none of us in the public would ever know that. When they put the profile out there and say, oh, hey, we found this person at this scene, they were partly responsible. And the more I think of it, in the context of all of this, it was really smart to have this Elon Musk character take over Twitter and what it represented, because Elon Musk has that 4chan troll right-wing chaos energy behind him. I mean, he LARPs as that all of the time. And in that way, via who he associates with, they can kind of link him to the right wing in general, loosely. And that aspect of the agenda is allegedly fighting against things like social credit scores and digital IDs and everything that they brought to the forefront with the pandemic. So most people aren't even suspecting something like this, even when it's in black and white here. Elon Musk to collect biometric information, job history, and all kinds of other things for premium subscribers to X. And like anything else, they sell it to you in the beginning as something that will make your life easier on X. You won't have to remember all these passwords. Everything will be linked to your account. You just scan your face and you're in, like they do now with reading your palm at certain grocery stores or whatever it is. It's all sold via convenience. Oh, isn't that so tiring to have to remember all these different passwords and have all these different cards in your wallet? Wouldn't it be easier if you could just scan your palm and be done and have it automatically deducted from your bank account? Well, it's the same thing here, and that's why he wants to turn it into the quote-unquote everything app, eventually. And thinking about it more, Twitter was the best way to do that because people are hopelessly addicted to Twitter in the way that it breaks news. If you want to get the latest on whatever subject it is, you go to Twitter. And so it has the most dopamine-addicted clientele. And I include myself in that. I'm addicted to Twitter. To the point where if he eventually is the one who comes out and says, okay, in order to use this platform, you now have to sign up for a premium subscription, which will only be $1, whatever it is. We'll make it the cheapest it can possibly be, but you have to pay this money and you have to be verified because we're trying to get rid of bots here, because that's what the other side is using. But you can see how they're building out this kind of corporate portal to all of these websites that will be linked to you. As Elon Musk has said in the past, like China's WeChat, which we know is the precursor to a digital social credit score and that whole apparatus. So again, what a coincidence that part of this is being sourced out to a technology firm that was also responsible for the security that was taking place on 9/11 at the airports. That's it for now. Later.